Welcome back to Road to World Series. This is the series where I take all teams in baseball, go through the franchise mode, and I force myself to go through it and win the World Series with each team. With that being said, we're going to head straight into franchise. We're going to start a new one. We're going to use current rosters. Now the roster that I'm using, I'm going to pop up on screen right here. You can check it out in the rosters in the vault. It should be like one of the very first few that were made, so if you want to use the same one as me, it'll be right there. The team that I'm going to be working with today is the Seattle Mariners. Now, the Mariners decided to blow everything up and get rid of a lot of their people, say James Paxton, Gene Segura, Mike Zunino, Robinson Cano, Edwin Diaz, Alex Colomé, just to name a few. They've gotten rid of a lot of their people. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this rebuilding team who, as of recording this video, are somehow looking really nice. And I'm going to win the World Series with them, considering they haven't made the playoffs in almost 20 years. So with that being said, before I get into it though, I just wanted to say that I do things a little differently when it comes to franchise mode. I know a lot of people like to keep like the money, the financials, like very strict. But the way that I like to play it is I don't want to put budgets on. I like to keep those off and just play that way. How I do it is it all depends on how many wins I get will determine how much I can spend in the off season. So I'm going to pop that on screen right now for the amounts. And when it comes to trading, I like to keep it sane there as well. So with that being said, we're going to head into it. Ignore the budgets. We're obviously going to turn off the GM contract so I can stay with the Mariners the entire time. And with that being said, I'm going to take a look at the roster, see if there's anyone I can maybe trade away to get a few prospects or something. Like anyone big, like maybe like an Edwin Encarnacion if he only has like 1 year left or something like that. I'm just going to see what I can do. And then if it happens, I'll show you guys the trade. If not, then I'll see you guys at draft day. Alright, so the first trade we're going to be making is trading Edwin Encarnacion, who only has 1 more year left on his contract, away to the Milwaukee Brewers for Jesus Aguilar. He's still got 4 years worth of MLB service. He is only a C potential, so he could easily start declining, especially in the fielding. But I'm going to take a chance with Jesus because of his amazing contact and power. So that's going to be the first trade that we make here for the Mariners. Alright, so the second and probably final trade that I'm going to be making for now is Tyler Danish, Dom Williams, and Dustin Ackley to the Chicago Cubs for Carlos Rodon. Good lefty, solid 4-pitch, good break, good velocity, not the greatest control. Could work on that, but he's 26. He's got another 3 years left of time on him. Could be a good piece to put in with Kikuchi, Gonzalez, and Mike Leake. Could be a solid 1 through 4 there for like a few years to come. So that's the second trade that we made. And with that being said, I'm probably just going to sim up to the draft and then we'll just go on from there. Alright, it's draft day. We have the 19th overall pick. And with that 19th overall pick, we're going to be taking the catcher Casey Hahn. With our second round pick, we're going to be taking the lefty starting pitcher, David Calzado. With our third round pick, we're going to be taking another lefty starting pitcher in Matt Reese. With our fourth pick, we're going to be taking the lefty closing pitcher, Will Vickers. With our fifth pick, we're going to be taking a chance on the first baseman, Roger Estrada. And with our final pick, we're going to be taking the starting pitcher, Santiago Vasquez. So with that, the draft has ended. We're going to end it. We're going to take a quick look at who we got. See if we got any. We got an A, right? We got an A potential, 2 B potentials, and 3 C potentials. I like that. I usually end up with a lot of C and D potentials because I suck at drafting. So I'll 100% take all of these. So after this, I'm going to sign everyone up. We're going to take a look at the standings, see where we stand, and see how the team's doing. Maybe make another trade or two. Don't know yet. Have to see how everyone's doing. And then we'll head on to the trading deadline. So I'll see you guys for whatever I decide to do. Okay, so I love how I said I'll see you for whatever I do, even though I just said that we're going to take a look at the lineups. I'm an idiot. So, we have D. Gordon, who's batting a horrible 227 for a leadoff guy. We got Malik Smith, 270. That's fine. Jesus Aguilar, 250, 11 home runs. Mitch Haniger, 291. Jay Bruce, who's I'm pretty sure only in for righties, batting 287. A lot of his stuff is declining. He's only 31, but that C potential is probably dragging him down. Domingo Santana, loving it. Kyle Seager doing fine. Omar Narvaez doing fine. Tim Beckham, he's got the D potential, but even in real life, he's smacking the ball everywhere. I called up Shed Long because we didn't have that backup infielder. Ryan Healy's doing fine. Ichiro is probably going to retire after the end of the year like he did in real life, how he retired after the Japan series. And Jose Lobaton doing fine for the backup catcher. Marco Gonzalez not doing that great. Mike Leake is doing fine. Kikuchi's doing good. Rodon, 4.46, not looking great. Felix is doing fine. In the bullpen, everyone's doing G's just fine. Everyone's doing G's. Everyone's doing just fine except for Swarzak. We probably should get him out of the closing role. So yeah, I think I'm just going to take a quick look on the trading block, see if there's anything that catches my eye. If not, I'll see you guys at the trading deadline to see if there's anything that anyone else wants to trade me. Alright, so we're at the trade deadline, but in a surprising turn of events, as you could see up in the top there, we're only one game back from the division lead. I would have never suspected that this Mariners team could be even close to where they are now, halfway through the season. So, there is a chance. Very small chance, but there is a chance that we could make the playoffs this year. And I was in the mindset that we were going to be rebuilding this team for a good 2 or 3 years before we made the playoffs. But there's a chance. So, let's go back to the standings. Astros are in first with the Mariners in second place, 1 game behind. And we're only half a game behind in the wild card. Twins are leading their division and the Yankees are leading their division, with the Red Sox and Blue Jays coming up in the wild card with a lot of teams just behind them. The Nationals are winning their division with the Marlins beating the Mets. Come on, Mets. You can't be worse than the Marlins, right? Right. Cubs leading their division and the Dodgers leading their division with every other team in the West under 500. With the Phillies, Braves, and Cardinals in the big race for the wild card. So, I'm just in awe that the Mariners are doing this good. I'm going to take one last look at the trade block to see if there's anything that I could really take this team higher. I just might put in Shed Long to play second base instead of D. Maybe see if I can move D and maybe another person to fix up maybe, I don't know, third base or something like that. So, give me a second. I'm going to go look to see what I could find out in the market. Maybe get another reliever because our relievers aren't that great. So, yeah, give me 1 second. I'll be right back, see if I can find a good trade or not. Alright, so I found a trade out there for Taylor Rogers. I'm trading over D. Gordon and Anthony Swarzak, who has been absolutely horrendous. Blown 8 saves. Yikes. So I'm going to trade those two for Taylor Rogers. Good lefty, 28, got another 3 years of service time. So yeah, we're going to make that trade, bolster up our, not a rotation, but our bullpen a little bit more. I'm going to just take another quick look, see if I can find another bullpen arm or something, but I think that's probably going to be it. So after this, I'm going to see you guys either if I can find another trade or not, or I'll see you at the end of the season to see just how we did. Alright, so I found one more trade. I'm going to be trading Marco Gonzalez, Dylan Moore, and Ian Miller to the Mets for Steven Matz, who still has 2 years on his contract. Steven Matz is spotting a 3.06 ERA so far this year. I like that. So, yeah, we have another person to put in our rotation. And I got rid of Marco Gonzalez, who is spotting an over 4. So I wanted to get rid of him. So yeah, with that being said, I made a couple trades to make our pitching a little better since our offense is doing just fine. So I'm going to see you guys at the end of the season, and we're going to see if we made the playoffs or not. All right, so the Mariners did, in fact, finish over 500, but it was not enough to make the playoffs. The Mariners were 4 games out from the wild card and 6 games out from the West. So we're going to sim through the postseason. Let me find Houston. We're going to just sim through everything. In the World Series, it's looking like it's going to be Tampa Bay and the Dodgers this year. Wow. All right. The Dodgers finally, after the past 2 years, winning the World Series. So yeah, that's been episode 1 of Road to World Series Seattle Mariners edition. We didn't make it to the postseason, but I wasn't expecting us to, although we did come pretty close. With a lineup consisting of Mallex Smith, Jesus Aguilar, Mitch Haniger, Jay Bruce, Domingo Santana, Kyle Seager, Omar Narvaez, Tim Beckham, and the rookie Shed Long, who did come on this year. 284 with over 300 at-bats in 90 games. Jesus Aguilar, 251, but he hit 30 bombs. I'll take it. Haniger, everything is increased. Look at that, 13 power versus lefties. That went up by 262. We can obviously work to make that better. Jay Bruce might be somebody I might be looking to move in the offseason, although he did hit 300, exclusively probably versus righties. Domingo Santana, 261. I'll take it. A lot of strikeouts, though. If you could cut down on the strikeouts and maybe increase the vision, that'd be nice. We called up J.P. Crawford at the end of the trade deadline just to have another guy up who can play the infield since we got rid of D. Gordon. But yeah, episode 1 done. Next episode, we're going to go through the off season and probably play through the next year. I'll try to make the off season a little quick, since most people probably don't want to just sit there and see me signing people for like 10, 20 minutes. They'd probably just rather see like how we do and how each player does and stuff like that. So yeah, if you enjoyed it, please consider subscribing, leaving a like, commenting down below maybe another team you would want me to do, because I'll always take preferences. If you enjoyed, please consider leaving a like or subscribing, hitting that notification bell so you always know when my videos go live, and comment down below which team you want me to do next. Obviously, I'm going to continue this one until I finish it, but I'm always up for suggestions for who the next team should be. And with that being said, hope you guys have a great day. See you in the next one.